This is Mike with Lovey's Barbecue. Wanted to show you something a little different today. We're going to cook a brisket. Instead of on the reverse flow smoker, we're going to cook it on our Kamado grill. This is a Visions Kamado grill. It is a budget friendly grill, which I've had great success with. I've had it a couple of years now. But as you see the method I have, I've got just like a plastic cup right here. And you can use like a tin can or even something a little bit wider. And I've got my lump charcoal, which I'm using Cowboys lump charcoal, which is hickory based hardwood. And I'm going to lift that cup out. Normally I have my loop lighter, which I love. If you don't have one, you want to get one of those. But dumb me left it out last night in the rain. It won't work now, so I'm going to have to let it dry out. But I'm going to light a piece of the bag here in the middle and let it get started, and we'll go from there. We'll let that light up and we'll come back in probably about 10-15 minutes and we'll show you from there. Okay, next, while the smoker's heating up, we're going to prep the brisket. So we're going to put a little bit of oil on it, salt, pepper, and then inject it with some beef stock. This one right here, I actually got at Sam's Club today, and it's just a flat. It's not the point as well. Normally I like to do the point and the flat, get those good burnt ends, but we're kind of pushed on time today, so I went ahead and just bought the flat, which was for the most part trimmed. I had to do a little bit more trimming, but it's in pretty good shape. So this is salt and pepper. Some people will inject first, then put your salt and pepper on, or oil. I like to do the oil first. Really, it's a preference of what you want to do. But I try to put a general amount on. This is a coarse pepper and sea salt. So it does have it's not your typical tabletop salt. It's a little thicker. We're doing this, some people call it Texas style. I'll push that down in a little bit, flip it over, and we'll do the other side. Don't try to put a lot on the brisket, man. Brisket tastes so good when you do it right. I'll put another layer of this salt and pepper on here after I put the beef broth in. This is just regular beef broth you can buy at your grocery store. Just try to go all over it. Keep a little moisture in it as it cooks. You can feel the brisket pump up as you put this in. And it's probably enough, but hey, why not? Let's put a little bit more in there. At the end this time. Everything's injected pretty good now. Okay. I'll pour off a little bit of that juice that came out. And guess what? Can't have enough salt and pepper on this thing. We want a nice bark on this thing. Nice pepper crust. That's nice and moist now. We'll put another layer. Salt and pepper. Now, if your family doesn't like pepper, thinks it's too hot, you would back off on this, but me and my wife love a little bit of kick to the brisket. I've also used mustard. You can use mustard as a slather versus oil. I do that as well, and I really like it as well, but we're going to go with the Texas type style cooking this time. So that's prepping your brisket, and we'll go out and get the fire going. Ready to, this thing's heating up. You can tell the smoke and the heat's coming up right here, and we're getting ready to, got some wood right here, got some hickory pieces we're putting on. Probably still another 5-10 minutes away though. So we got our stone here. This comes from Visions. It's a heat deflector. Put that down on top of that. We'll put our grill in, and on the bottom level I'm going to put my drip pan. It'll cover up, catch most of the drippings, not all of it. And that's how we set it up. So then we'll put the brisket right here so the drippings can come down. And we'll wait till this gets up to about 250, 275 before we put it on. Some people like to cook a little lower, 225. I like the 250, 275 range. This is only a 6-pound brisket, so it won't take as long to cook today, but still be ready for supper time tonight. So we'll come back in a few minutes and put it on once it's heated up. Lovey's Barbecue. One thing in between here, we haven't put the brisket on yet. I want to kind of bring this up to some of you guys like me that's brand new at this a couple of years back, and you want to get you a good thermometer. I like the remote Maverick 732, but I just closed the lid, and the temperature's just now starting to rise up because I just put the thermometer in the probe. But you can see kind of the setup. This is your remote that you'll have inside while you're watching TV or football, whatever you want, and that'll be next to you. You got an up and down, high and low temp alarm you set on it. This is still smoking pretty good because I just put them wood chips on, but here's your probe right here. You always want your temperature of what the meat surface that you're actually cooking on. But again, these are small things, and I'm not a expert by no means, but when you're first starting out and you buy a Kamado grill, you know, it can be intimidating if it's a Kamado Joe or a Big Green Egg or even a cheaper grill like this Vision. And it's up to you on what you want to try out. This was on sale at the end of the season a couple of years back for $3.99. I think originally it started out over $500 at Sam's Club, and so I got it at the very end of the season for $3.99, and it was intimidating at first, but after watching some videos and I do have a reverse flow smoker that I cook with. It's same type principle. You know, the more air you have, the higher the heat. The less air coming to it, the lower temp that you'll cook at. So on this one, you got your vents at the bottom. These are wide open right now, and then you have your vents at the top, which I have wide open right now. It's a little damper wheel that you spin, and it goes from 0 to 3 on this older version. The newer versions even tell you what searing and smoking is on it, but again, just a quick tip for those that are first starting out. Father's Day is coming up. It's a good gadget to get, is a remote thermometer and probe for your cooking.